special guest today is Dr. Joe Casper. He is the host of Underground Health Club, and glad you're back. It's good to see you.
Pleasure, Steve.
And Happy New Year, by the way.
Thank you. 2019.
I know, is it just and you're just looking younger every time I come in,
Well, that's what happens when you eat healthy and live a good lifestyle.
Hey, before we get into business and talking about all the things, how's your baseball season go?
I played again this year. Did pretty good. Not bad. 347. That's not too bad.
Not bad for a young guy competing with the older guys.
Yeah. Well, I played the 38 and older division and the 18 and older division, and for the second year in a row, I don't know how, but I hit better in the 18 and older division. I don't know how that happened.
It's coming with all the things that you're putting into your body. Is that?
I guess it helps. Or maybe I could still hit a fastball. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe you're more relaxed at the plate now.
With the young guys, I guess I got nothing to lose because I could be their father in some cases. In fact, their parents are in the stands watching us, so it's kind of funny.
Well, this year, your show's coming back on air, and we're kind of missed you. I just want to let you know that it was.
I'm glad to be back.
And I'm sorry for the reason. I know, I hope your mom's doing well. And
yeah, my mother, folks.
I want to say hello to her. She's.
Yeah, hi, Ma. My mom is 81 years old now. This past summer when I was home, she had a heart attack right in front of me, and thank goodness.
How scary was that?
It was scary, but I knew what to do. I knew how not to panic because
the doctor of the Joe came in.
Yes, it did. So, and I stayed through October because I knew it was the right thing to do to make sure everything was right. And it's not easy taking care of a parent. It's not. But I'm honored that I had a parent that raised me. My mom and my dad. That when the time comes, you take care of them. I personally feel that's what I wanted to do.
Well, it was very fortunate. It happened. It's unfortunate it happened, but it was fortunate in the situation it happened.
Yes, I was glad I was there. Yes, that's correct. So, and she's doing well, and
she's your number one fan, isn't she? I know you have a lot of fans out there.
She's tough, and she goes, "Don't come home till the summer." Like she's basically telling me very simple, she doesn't want me back because she's doing well.
And why are you so attracted to Albuquerque in New Mexico? I know, you're an Easterner, but you, for some reason, you gravitate to Albuquerque.
Well, it's interesting that I came here originally after I got divorced because I had a girl that said to me, she goes, I always want to move to Albuquerque. And as a joke, I said, I'll wind up there. And I was only kidding. And I said, you know what, I need some change. I want to find an area that has good weather. I don't have to have like 100 degrees year round, but it has good weather.
That's not good weather for a lot of people. 85 to 90 degrees is perfect.
Right. And an area where economically, because I was in a bad situation financially after the divorce, and that I can recover. And and one of my friends said to me, he goes, "You're going out to Albuquerque. You have no job, no plan, no nothing. You're an idiot." A year later, he goes, "Don't ever listen to me. It all worked itself out." Things just came in. I met nice people. Things just happened. And I guess, as I say, organically things happen, Steve.
In relationships, you met some good people.
I did.
Sports-wise.
Yeah. Orlando Griego, hooked me up with you. You wanted a health show, and I'm like, great, and I enjoy doing it. I like being in front of the camera. I admit I enjoy it. It's fun.
It's fun. We're inspired when you call. We were like, when you didn't call, I was like wondering what happened. I should have been more of a friend and called and asked why, because I know you called and we just get busy. We only done like 400 games since last time you called me.
Of course, right. And it's funny that I like having a health show, but I want to make sure it's something that people can do and learn from that's not overbearing. Okay, because now it's New Year's coming, as you know, and the resolutions, and
a perfect time. I just thought about it. It's perfect time to come in because you can talk about resolutions, talk about here's what because I know that when January 2nd comes that everybody all the venues that do health spas and let you work out at, they're busy.
Right. Correct.
And then as the months go down, and they diminish.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad in a way. Here's a reality. My business as a nutrition doctor, I get a lot of business in January and February, like it or not. It's just how it is. I just wish people would kind of learn to do a program that they can really do year round for the rest of their life instead of so much and then nothing. And that's our world. We're kind of like, it's like a home run or a strikeout in baseball. You got to get the singles and doubles too, Steve. And we live in a world where people don't want that. They want the glory immediately without the work.
Well, they want instant gratification.
Correct.
And one thing I've learned is, and actually you've actually helped me with my philosophy with dealing with doctors a little bit, is, you know, a lot of times people only listen to one thing, and that's like, oh, take this pill.
Right.
They don't say, hey, change your diet,
right.
exercise, get rest, you know, all these other things, and people get to, oh, well, guess what? I just got to take this, and it's going to solve all my problems.
Right.
Well,
it was interesting because my mom was...
I mean, I was part of that. I'll just take this pill and I'm good. Well,
yeah, because that's the generation you're from. But here's the reality. My mom was explaining this to me. She went to some holiday party in Staten Island, where she's from, and she goes, all these people, she goes, they're all taking medication, they're all drinking alcohol. What's wrong with them? Because the doctor should explain to them, hey, you know, all these medications you take, this alcohol will cause a side effect. But they don't explain that to them. They just don't. You know, so a lot of things are common sense, Steve. A lot of things really, really are. And the whole thing of everything in moderation, look around, it hasn't worked. It really has not worked. Our generation is getting sicker and sicker and more illness and more illness. And you got to come up with...
And that's kind of, you say that,
I
which is true. But we have all this technology and science
Right.
everything that it's possible that we know what really the body does.
Yes. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you got to make a decision. Do you know, get enough rest, get enough water, eat better. But people so want to fit into society, okay, with their friends and family, Steve, that's the problem. And they don't want to be like a social recluse, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. So imagine going for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever you're doing for a holiday, and you go, I'm not going to eat that. You know what people are going to say? They're saying, Steve, that's great. They're going to go, what's wrong with you? Right?
Right.
And that's like, whoa, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? See, that's the problem. And then I'm going to get phone calls, which I always do, in another couple weeks, you know, as January goes on. And now people are like, Joe, I'm ready. You know? And I'm going to tell them, I'm not going to put you on some crazy diet. We're going to find a program that fits you and your personality.
So you have that personal touch.
You have to.
And you kind of do you know, you just program them to what their needs are and what their job is.
Yes,
and
yes. You have to know as a health professional the person's, what they're about emotionally, their family, their job, what they're willing to do, what they're willing not to do. But we live in a kind of like a treadmill society so quick where next. Has to be personalized. And I see people out there like they do like group health coaching. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because you have 10 people with 10 different problems, 10 different personalities. It's not going to last.
Well, Dr. Joe, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week and come back and more and talk about Dr. Joe and some new developments and what you're doing.
Thank you. Let's go to those top 10 plays. I want to see that. Thank you. That's good, Steve.
Go, crossover for Dockery, and he's going to go all the way and a smooch off the wing.
Chip to his left. Oh, Satterfield just wipe it away. Isaiah had that stripped on the way up, and Coach Murphy yelled out one shot, and they went too quickly there. Now Abayad has his... Going to have another. One more in transition for Satterfield. Comes Macias Satterfield, up high, down hard, with no regard for human life.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Joe Casper here, Dr. Joe. I was just about to get chewed out. I throw that out there. I got your adrenaline going. I got your blood pressure up. So
I'm a regular dude from Staten Island. That's who I am. A regular guy.
And you have the same traffic problems in Staten Island as we do in Albuquerque.
No, it's worse there.
It's worse there. Hey, well, you kind of saw the top 10 plays, and since it's actually been about 7 months before you. And so let me give you a recap of what Proview Networks has done.
Please do.
We've do a My 50 game of the week now that is having great success with ratings. So, and then we do our Comcast 26 deal, and then we're doing. Since we've actually done about 300 football and basketball games since the first of the year, and also volleyball, and that brings the student athletes. And this is why you and I have become good friends, and I respect your knowledge on helping student athletes.
Oh, my pleasure. It's interesting about the whole student athlete thing, and parents are always looking for their kids to get a competitive advantage. I mean, always. And I don't think they realize how important nutrition and the right vitamins are. The problem is they don't know what to do. They just don't. A kid can go.
Well, but I can even say most people don't know what to do. I mean, because you get so many. I mean, I'll be a perfect example. 15 years ago, you couldn't drink milk, and then all of a sudden it came back 15 years later that you should be drinking milk. Okay, so it's like, so which one? Because of the information that you're getting, and that's probably why people are confused. I know I was.
Well, it's very simple. I'll tell us the parents and kids too is you want to get products that have the most natural ingredients possible. It's common sense. Most things, Steve, in life are common sense. What has the least amount of chemicals and fillers is going to be better for you. So if you buy vitamins or food and you see all these chemicals and toxins in it, I wouldn't buy it. I mean, makes sense? That's really what it comes down to.
I just came up with a thought, and see if you're probably a perfect title for you is you're a personal trainer in vitamins and to somebody's needs.
Yes, because I go to people's houses. Yeah. Well, yeah, because in other words, I want to see them do the best they can do and I try to make sure that the person and the family has the greatest chance to live an extra 10 quality years down the road. That's what I do. And if I can add 10 quality years to your life, that's golden.
Well, I need it.
You deserve it. But it takes work. There's no magic formula. It takes work.
So back, it kind of threw you off the road, I guess, a little bit, or back. But back to the student athletes. I mean, what do you bring to the table that really sets you different from most people?
Okay.
Or most doctors.
Thank you. Well, as a nutrition doctor, here's the whole thing is I'm not a person who teaches counting calories, measuring points, none of that stuff. First of all, kids between the ages of 14 and let's say 22, high school and college kids, they're not gonna be perfect. They're gonna go out with their friends, they're gonna do things. So you can't make them robots. Does that make sense? You cannot. And if you say you have to follow this regimen perfectly, it's going to crash and burn, like a diet. You have to be realistic with what you teach them, okay? I mean, so if you think about it, Steve, a kid between the ages of 14 and 18, whatever, they're going to put on weight. They're going to grow, right? Okay? And you want to make sure they get real nutrients in their body. So a couple simple things. cook your food. Don't make everything in a microwave. You know what I'm saying? So there's one step. Don't use the microwave so much. Eat real food.
Fast food?
No, definitely not fast food. No. I'm sorry, but can I say something about McDonald's while I get in trouble?
No, you gotta have your.
I can.
You can.
Okay.
We have a disclaimer at the end, and this is Dr.
You sure?
Joe's views. It's not Steve Davis or Proview Network. So.
If McDonald's has salad now, which they do, and they're really doing it as a smoke screen, their main money is hamburgers. Let's be real. So I would say, great, get rid of the hamburgers.
And they don't make it. That's
right. But they're trying to show people they care.
Right.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, reality-wise is, if you're living on fast food, at some point in your life, it might not be at 20, it might be 30, 40, 50, whatever year, you're going to pay the price. You're going to. That food is fake food. Okay. It's toxic. So parents out there, have real food. And people go, I have no time. Make the time. People skip meals. They're on the run. If I drive by right now, I will see all the places, excuse me, I think I belched. Sorry, guys. Anyway, that will have all the fast food lines packed with cars in the drive-thru. It's sickening to me. I want to cry. I want to cry. It's horrible. I see disease all over the place, right there. So if you can cut back on those habits, cut back. I didn't say eliminate, even though you should. Let's cut back on it. Let's have a real meal as a family. You know, make your kid food. Or you know what, even better? Once you teach your kid to be independent, make their own. What do you think of that idea, Steve?
I love that idea. I wish I would have been more adequate at when I was growing up of how to actually, truthfully, just the lesson of nutrition.
Right.
Of what was good for the
and the
body.
funny thing is, see, here's the thing is this: chicken, steak, eggs, they're not all the same because where you get it matters. So in other words, if you're going down the street here to the growers market during the summer and getting eggs from those people, that's much better than the store because it's not mass produced. Okay? If you have a neighbor that hunts and gets you elk meat and deer meat, 10 times better than chicken you're going to buy in the store. Okay? Did you know this? When you go to a store and you buy, let's say it says hormone-free chicken, right? The last 2 weeks of the animal's life, there was no hormones. Every time else, there probably was. Horrible, isn't it?
You know what? And what we're getting educated in that way, but that's what I'm saying. You're almost when you go to eat, you don't know really what you're eating.
Correct. So here's the thing: is so you need to counter those behaviors. That's the point. I'm not saying to live the perfect organic lifestyle. People don't, but parents spend on baseball bats and cleats and give their kids fancy uniforms and they pay all their bills and give them cars. Get them better food. You can afford it, right? Makes sense?
I never thought about it in that perspective.
How many kids have iPhones? You and I have iPhones. We're grown-ups.
Almost every, I mean.
Correct. An iPhone is $1,000 minimum. That's a cheaper one, okay? You're going to buy your kid a $1,000 phone? You know what? You can get them better food. Am I wrong?
Well, basically, we have to educate it before it's a priority.
Right.
Because, you know, we all, today's generation is instant gratification is what you just said.
It is, but it was that way years ago. But people had instant gratification 30, 40 years ago. They just didn't talk about it. You know, things were hidden. Everything's on social media now. It's funny. Someone said to me, they said, Joe, can you come to my house? I said, sure. And I said, if I come to your house, okay, you know, I'm going to teach you how to get the toxins out of your home. Okay, so you can live longer. And it's work. I mean, example, people have pets, right? You notice that dogs and cats are dying of cancer more than ever?
I'm a perfect example of that. Yes, I know that. So.
And you know, it shouldn't happen. What are you feeding your animals? A lot of that dog food has carcinogenics in it. I'm sorry, it does. Or, you know, and that's part of the problem. Or maybe you're cleaning the carpets in your house with toxin stuff and your dog is lying on that carpet. It sounds crazy, Steve, but these are things that need to be taught.
Well, Dr. Joe, we're going to come back.
We're going to come back?
We're going to come
You're
back.
not going to kick me off yet?
I'm not going to kick you off the air yet. I mean, you're on the. You know,
I'm on a roll here.
I got a phone call from McDonald's right now, but
are they going to sue me?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to come back and actually talk about some of your future guests.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Dr. Joe Casper, and host of the Underground Health Club, something that you and I put together a year ago or 2 years ago. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun how it happened. And I want to give credit. The name came from one of the great realtors of Albuquerque, Sasha Johnston. She gave me that name. She goes, Joe, that's a perfect name for your show.
Well, it worked out. And you know, we're here. I mean, the first air is going to be this week. And, but before we get into that, let's talk about some difference. You got me on this muscle goat, and
what is it?
What is it, and how do we do it?
I'll explain that. Thank you. I've always wanted I'm a vitamin formulator. As a lot of people know, I own Power Pack 3 vitamins, probiotics, digestive enzyme multivitamins. Fantastic for the gut health. No chemicals, no fillers. From the lab to the patient, no shelf either, which is great. And I knew at some point I needed to design a protein powder, because people want protein. It's the #1 and #2 selling, actually that and create's the #1, #2 selling vitamins in the world. And I had to do it my way. I'm very meticulous. I didn't want to do like everyone else. And I realized that people want protein. They're going to buy it, like it or not. So I said, I got to come up with something that's not a gimmick, that really works and can really help people of all ages. And what I got is Muscle Goat.
Where'd you come up with that name?
Well, I wanted a name that everyone could relate to, because most people want to be strong, okay? And my 81-year-old mother takes this, as well as bodybuilders as well, and college and high school athletes as well. There's no chemicals, there's no fillers. Goat is so much easier to digest than cow. It's scientifically proven. In fact, if you look in history, Steve, when a woman can't breastfeed, what do? They give the kids goat milk. The infant goat milk. And this tastes really good. And here's 2 things that I love. There's no cows on the property on the farm, so no cross-contamination. I have found that as a nutrition doctor, most people don't have dairy issues, they have cow issues. In 99% of cases, they can have goat. They really can. And because your body can break it down. And this stuff, too, is we feed the goats apple cider vinegar in their water every morning. People talk about apple cider vinegar to help your intestines and help.
You know what? I just started that. I take a little tablespoon every morning
with water, right? That's a smart move. But how many people do that with their animals? I might be the only one in the world, but that's why the goat milk tastes so good. And there's 4 ingredients in this. That's it. So in other words, there's no chemicals, no fillers, no binding, nothing. And it works. And it tastes good. We have vanilla, We have chocolate, which is excellent too, and spectacular strawberry. They all taste good.
And they also smell good. I mean,
Yes, you smelled them before.
you brought me in this morning,
Right.
and Dylan, it's like most time you open those things up and you're going,
There's a nasty stench to it. Right. And it smells good. It tastes good. You can put this in water for pre-workout or during your workout, and then in almond milk or something afterwards. It's up to you. Even some people use cow milk. That's their business. But the point is, it tastes good. Kids will like it. And if you like the taste of something, you're going to use it again and again, logically. They're not going to dread it,
Well, that's one thing. I'm a perfect example of that. I mean, people that bring it, I'm like, if it doesn't taste good or it doesn't do it, I'm like, man, why am I doing this? And I did acquire a taste for apple vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar, good.
Yeah, when I first did it, I didn't like it.
Yeah, but you have to have, Steve, here's the thing of that is you don't want to burn your esophagus.
Right.
You have to have water with it. And I know some people take it straight. I'm like, that's a bad idea. You have to.
No, that's how I did it the first time.
Of course, right. You're not the only one. You're not the only one, right.
Then I started reading up on it, and then now I dilute it and just drink it with it. And actually, I wake up looking forward to having that.
There you go.
Because I've acquired a taste, and it's amazing how much. Maybe I'm using the wrong word, but energy I have after taking it. Just instant gratification.
It's right. See, that's a good thing. That helps your gut health. See, to me, that with the Power Pack and probiotics is a great way to start the day, and the digestive enzymes. That's a great way to have your body to get it moving. Because if you can fix your digestive system, your gut health, you can have less health problems down the road. Okay. So again, we live in instant gratification, so you can take this Muscle Goat protein right here and make yourself a quick shake if you need it. I'm not saying to live on shakes instead of food. I never say that. But there are people who skip breakfast or they skip meals. This is great. And by the way, if you put an avocado in here, there's a meal. Okay? That's another great thing you can do too. There's so many different options that you can do with this stuff. So your 5-year-old child can take this, your 12-year-old child, 16, 25, my 81-year-old mother. It works. And there's no nasty aftertaste.
I tell you, the smell,
You liked it, right?
I did, and then price. Is there a price point here that meets the needs?
Yes. Well, here's how I do it too. Is people in Albuquerque too. I give people deals. Like I own the company, so as they say in New York, we'll hook you up, as they say.
Right.
And we will, because listen, this is not cheap garbage. It's not. It's not. And
you made a great explanation. Explain why. Okay, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, right. If you use more pure products, things cost more. I have a place in Staten Island called Manges. It's near where my mom lives. They make goat shakes there. I'm gonna have some of the smoothie stores here. But now I can tell you flat out. Some have said to me flat out. They go, Joe, I'm not sure people want goat. I said, well, it's time for a change, because the cow whey protein is not working. Does it build muscle? Yes. Will you build more muscle with the goat? I believe you will. But the problem is people have a lot of side effects from that cow milk, okay? From the whey from cow is a problem. People have a lot of those dairy cow issues that goat doesn't present at all. So it's a great alternative. And as you keep saying, and it's true, is it tastes great.
Well, as we always, we're coming. Who's going to be our first guest this week?
Oh, we're going to have the great Bo Hightower.
Well, help me out.
Bo Hightower, who is a great doctor here, has helped me with my shoulder and my issues and feet problems. Holly Holmes is doctor, fantastic guy. He owns Elite OSM over in the Jackson Wink Center. Helps a lot of athletes. So I'm looking forward to having him on the show. That's going to be fantastic. He's a great guest, super smart guy.
I'll tell you, and then also, give me how do we get your product?
Very simple. www.musclegoat.com. That's musclegoat.com. musclegoat.com. Very simple.
Well, I want to let you know, hey, it's great seeing you here. I mean, it was a pleasure, getting you here and getting you going again.
Thank you.
And I just, truthfully, from Proview, we're excited that you're back and good. And we're gonna have a weekly show. Is that correct?
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. First of all, we have to Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna get the guests lined up. So we're gonna have a.
And we're going to have to.
That's our goal is to get a weekly show for sure.
All right, Dr. Joe, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
You bet.